Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming. Welcome, welcome. And thanks for tuning in on our love stream today. We're going to start right off by singing a song. We've got a new theme this month, and you'll hear all about it soon. But let's sing a song together. It's called Jump. 1, 2, 3, 4. Trust God in me.
Good morning and happy Sunday. Welcome to everyone joining us for this sacred blessed time together, whether you're right here in the building or love streaming from home. My name is Linda Brewer and I will be your service host today. Our practitioner sharing a reading and leading us in prayer is Selena Baugh. And our practitioner holding high watch, Katie Hernandez. Throughout this service, Katie will be in prayer knowing that the best and highest is unfolding as we share this sacred time together. And our special music this morning is our own music director, Rick Sharette. Our center is a spiritual community that teaches a philosophy for daily living based on spiritual principles and practices that are universal among religions. We honor every pathway by which people seek to know and connect with the divine, and we work on our individual consciousness so that we can help make the world a better place. So if you will, I invite you to join me as we say together our vision statement. We are a thriving community where individually and together we embody and express the spiritual magnificence for the highest good of all. So this month we're continuing the year's theme of living everyday wonder, and our focus this month is on the body. And we are so very blessed to have with us a new to our center speaker, Chaplain Wes Wilde. I look forward, yes indeed, I look forward to doing his introduction later to tell you more about him. His topic for today is Welcome to the Temple. Next week we'll welcome back our dear friend, Reverend Allie Benjamin. It is the first Sunday of the month, which means it's intro to SLC, Center for Spiritual Living Sunday, an opportunity for anyone relatively new to our center to learn more about us, ask questions about our philosophy, and get to know some others who are also new to our center and the science of mind philosophy. Reverend Myrna will be leading this in the youth room about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes after the service. It's down the hall. There's a big sign out there that says women's restroom, which is on the right, but the classroom is on the left, so. And we have a new monthly event starting at our center this month, beginning June 16th and happening on the third Thursday of every month. Shanti Kiefer will be offering an animal celebration service. This provides an opportunity to give thanks for the animals that bless our lives, our homes, and our planets. Aren't we grateful for all that they teach us about love and loss and forgiveness and joy and relationships and harmony and oh so much more. Participants will have an opportunity to light candles and add a ribbon with a beloved animal's name to the remembrance tree. That starts at 7 p.m. on the third Thursday. And beginning Tuesday, June 21st, and going for 5 Tuesdays, Reverend Myrna will be offering a new in-person class. I think this may be the first time since COVID that we've had a whole class in person. The class is called The 4 Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, based on the book of that name by Edwin Gaines. Over several decades, countless people have used these principles in the 4 laws to change their concept of abundance and have learned how to achieve it. Edwin Gaines is actually how I discovered New Thought, and I can affirm that her teachings are profoundly life-changing. So if you want to know more about these things, or if you'd like to submit a prayer request, learn more about our center, find out all kinds of information, that's available on our website, www.sayitwithme.spirituallyfree.org. So now that you've heard a little bit about us, if you're joining us for the first time and you're willing to stand or raise your hand, we would love to welcome you. So is there anyone here for the first time? No? Okay, bring your friends. But I affirm for everyone here that you will experience blessing here this morning, and I know that that's true. And I remind you, as I always do, that our center was founded on and is grounded in prayer. Our professional prayer practitioners spend 4 years studying the art and science of affirmative prayer so that they can support you in whatever you would like support for, whether it's to share your joy or to support you in times where things may not be going terribly well for you. So you can grab a quick prayer after the service with a practitioner wearing a purple stole, write a prayer request in the lobby, put it in our prayer box, or submit one online, and all the practitioners will be praying for you this week. And so now I invite you to settle in. Allow Selena's reading and the sacred music to connect you with that space within where the divine lives in you, and then Selena will lead us in prayer.
Good morning. Our reading this morning is adapted from a book called 365 Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. I've just kind of been reintroduced to this book and I'm loving it. The title of this is The Spirit Lives Within Me. Spiritual mind healing has long since passed the experimental stage. We now know that we cannot tell where the body begins and the mind leaves off. And many of us believe that the actions, organs, and functions of the physical body really are the activities of the infinite intelligence within us. To come to realize then that there is one body, which is the body of spirit, which at the same time is our own body, is to accept a greater influx of the one life. We should daily affirm, there is one life. That life is spirit. That life is my life now. Every organ, action, and function of the physical body is in harmony with the divine life. There is perfect circulation, perfect assimilation, and perfect elimination. If there is anything in me that does not belong, it is removed. If there is anything that my physical being needs that does not appear to have, it is supplied. My body is daily renewed after the image of perfection that is held in the mind of spirit. I affirm that our bodies are the body of the divine. It is a body of right ideas, all working in harmony with each other. The life of spirit does circulate through it. The law of spirit does govern it. The love of spirit does sustain it. Therefore, we sleep in peace and wake in joy and live in continual acceptance that life is good. Our whole experience is spirit. Our whole life is spirit in action. For we are one with all life and all power. As we come together this morning, I recognize that one spirit and power that moves in and through all of life, expressing this day and always as divine action, wholeness, love, strength, compassion. And just as I recognize these truths of the divine, I know that each of us, as part and parcel of that one, express those same qualities: love, compassion, strength, divided and moved into that greater knowing and direction. So, in this knowing of oneness, I recognize the mind and the body are one. For it is the body that moves the spirit into expression. So I invite each of you to join me this week in dropping into that body, taking care of it, listening to the language of the body. For it does tell us, it tells us when something's right, when something's wrong, when it needs water, when it needs some movement, when it needs to rest. Yes, the body has language and needs, and it moves with spirit, just as rain and wet, snow and cold are not separate, but one. So is the spirit in the body. So I just invite you to join with me in exploring that, dropping into our bodies and living fully this day and moving out into our world from that place of wholeness. I'm grateful for this time together this morning. I'm deeply grateful for this philosophy and this beautiful music behind me and the message to follow. So I just release this word. It's spoken, therefore it's complete. As together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Selena. That was a beautiful reading. What a perfect reading for this month. And your prayer, thank you. We're going to sing together, but I wanted to acknowledge Ricardo is in California this weekend. He's attending a wedding. And our good friend, Wachira, showed up to fill in on a drum. So I wanted to just express my gratitude for him coming today. Let's give a round of applause. Welcome, Wachira. So we have that divine urge within us, and it longs to express. And thank God we have a body that supports some of those things that we want to do, some of the things we're called to do. The song that we'll sing together honors that calling. It's called Through Your Hands by John Hyatt. And it's very easy to sing, so please sing along. 1, 2, 3, 4.
When the music from the Carolines seemed to hurl your heart out there, past the scientific darkness, past the fireflies that glow, to So whatever your hands find to do, you must do with all your heart. There is enough to blow men's minds and tear great worlds apart. There's a healing touch to find you on that broad highway somewhere, to lift you high as music flying through the angel's hair. So don't ask, what am I not doing? Your voice cannot command, but in time we will move mountains, and it will come through our hands, through my hands, through your hands, through our hands.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for singing along. It's my pleasure to share some music with you today. I was drawn to a song that I remember on Sesame Street. It talks about earthlings, and we're all earthlings, and bonded together in harmony. Our physical nature allows us to experience that in such a full and beautiful way. If you know this song, please sing along. It's very cute. One, two. Some of us have feathers. Some of us have fins. Some of us are furry. Some of us have grins. We swim and hop and slither. We leap and soar and run. And we all live together on a planet of the sun. We are all earthlings. Sing along. We are all earthlings, spinning round together on a planet of the sun. We live in an ocean. We live inside a tree, high upon a mountain, deep beneath the sea. We live in tents and cabins, in houses just for one, but we all live together on a planet of the sun. We are all earthlings. We are all earthlings, spinning round together on a planet of the sun. Floating down a river, swinging through the trees, climbing up a hillside, going with the breeze. All of us can have a happy, healthy place to be. If we can float and sing and climb in earthling harmony. Everybody, we are all earthlings. We are all earthlings, spinning round together on a planet of the sun. Spinning round together on a planet of the sun. Thank you.
Oh, all you earthlings. Rick West says he thinks Michael Jackson was reincarnated in your shoes. Can y'all see his shoes?
I can't do the backwards.
Oh, I am so happy to get to introduce all of you to my very special friend, Chaplain Wes Wilde. You can read all about his personal spiritual journey of seeking, discovering, and the life of service that he lives. All of that's on the speaker section of our website, but I want to share with you about the man that I know. Not all of it, Wes. It's not fit for church. Pervert. Wes is, not really. Wes is currently a hospital chaplain at IMC in Murray. But I first met him as a chaplain in training 13 years ago. Right out of training, he jumped in to be on the board of the Utah Professional Chaplains Association. And I was blessed to hire him as a colleague for the northern office of the hospice where I was the spiritual director. When I left there, he took over my position and continued to dedicate himself to serving the dying and their families with great love and compassion. In my experience, he serves the living with that same love and dedication. Wes believes that love is what we're here to do, and as he lives that sacred purpose, he inspires others to also live to love. He loves me enough to be my medical power of attorney and to not allow anyone to ever try to keep me alive on a machine. He has promised to pull the plug. So please give a warm welcome to my dear friend, Chaplain Wes Wilde.
You know, the last time I was in this building was probably a dozen years or so ago, and it was called the Rock Church then. And it was quite a different place, I have to say, than the lovely centering song of All There Is Love and Sesame Street songs about humanity. It was, in fact, a place where everybody dressed as cowboys, where there were fog machines and light shows. And halfway through the service, the minister started speaking in tongues, and people stood up and were slayed by the Spirit and thrown on the ground, and it was a lot to take in. If you've never seen cowboys speaking in tongues, it's pretty funny, and I would recommend it. So, good morning, my friends. My name is Wes Wilde, and I've been asked by my friend, Reverend Linda, to speak today on the notion of our bodies as a temple. I've attended your church many times over these last years in several different locations, and I feel at home here, and I thank you for the opportunity. I am not a minister and conversely not a good contemporaneous speaker, so forgive me as I read from prepared remarks. I must confess that while I love the diverse views and thoughts expressed here at the center, I still find much of it a mystery. I am, you see, a hopeless Christian in belief, and as it is what makes sense to me, but I also have larger views as well, and I'm open to all spiritual beliefs and practices. Ultimately, I believe the ways of God are far too big to confine within a single box of beliefs. What makes God accessible to me as a Christian is a very different experience than for my Muslim friends, for example. In a way I can't describe, I believe that God calls us, each one, to find her where she exists in a manner that speaks most deeply to our souls. I'm grateful that my faith and its understandings continue to evolve. These last several years, I prefer to picture God as matronly, loving and kind and gentle. I use the pronoun she in my personal prayers. The truth is that I don't believe we can begin to understand the full nature and notion of God, and I don't think we're supposed to, at least not in this human incarnation. And so it is that my personal studies have led me to simply seek God where she exists. One area of great interest to me in the last several years has been the nature of our human souls. Recently, I've pondered the idea of the soul's location in our human bodies, and it raises so many fascinating possibilities. The question, of course, has been the focus of we humans throughout recorded history. Ancient Greeks anticipated that the soul left the body after death and that it continued to exist in some form, but they didn't necessarily subscribe value to the notion of reward or punishment, heaven or hell, in the manner of lives lived. The Druids believed the soul was immortal and that it passed at death from one person into the body of another. They felt that death is but a transition from one incarnation to the next. Descartes said that Atman, or the soul, was that which enlivened a human body, and he said, interestingly, that if the soul, resides in our lungs or heart or possibly in our brain. And Da Vinci was convinced our souls were located in the heart. Buddhism subscribes to the notion that the soul is merely energy which is eternal. It speaks of anatta, a non-self, which exists from our human selves, body to body, eternally, in reincarnation, like Rick's shoes. Hindus believe that the soul is immortal, and on the death of the body, it transmigrates to a new life on earth. Whether this life is better or worse than the previous one depends on the amount of good or evil that was done in the previous life. And this, of course, is the derivation for the concept of karma. And according to Ojibwa and Chippewa Native American teachings, humans have two souls, one of which travels at night and lives our sleeping dreams. Don't you love that idea? Christianity, of course, believes that God is the creator of the human soul and that it lives in its human host until death, where it then returns to that place where God is, to be reunited with those who have gone before. In its most ancient concept, the Bible describes the soul as threefold: mind, body, and spirit, not unlike the Holy Trinity. And I could go on and on. All of this fascinates me. In my simplest understanding, I suspect the soul is a migration of all of these beliefs. It is immensely complicated and yet stupefyingly simple. Someday we'll know. Ultimately, I think the soul is that which God creates and that which will ultimately, in some fashion, be reunited again with her in a place or dimension that we can scarcely comprehend. Like the ants that toil in their little hills going about their daily business, they have no real concept of that which is beyond their existence. As it is for we humans, we know what we know for now. But time, perhaps the greatest mystery, will show us the entirety of truth. Our souls will someday know that truth to be real. As a hospice chaplain for many years and now working at a local hospital, I have seen much death and been witness to incredible experiences that the dying endure, as do their families and even their pets. None of these are scientific observations, but they serve to inform me, because faith, after all, isn't an exercise in the scientific method. The experiences speak to soul movement and the mystery of life after death. I've been blessed to have had hundreds of discussions with patients who describe in their final weeks the visitations of loved ones or beings of light, of hearing heavenly music and seeing light in a way their human eyes have never perceived. I've heard them speak of love in ways they have no language to convey. There's something that happens near and at the time of death that grants them access to the things beyond this side of the spiritual veil. One man I knew, a longtime member of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir and a professor of music, told me months before he died that his greatest hope was to be placed in the heavenly choir, that he believed sat at the foot of God singing praises for all eternity. He felt that his work in the Motab choir was but a prelude to the reality of what he would later know spiritually. So his wife called me as he was dying, and I arrived to find him lying prone, his eyes open, seemingly living in two realities simultaneously, the world we know and that which is beyond us. His eyes were in wonder, and he was blessed to have use of language at that late stage of mortality, and what a gift it was to his family to hear him describe sounds he'd not heard and more beautiful than he ever thought possible. He knew that God was there, and he said the music was the very embodiment of love, of praise. His wife later told me she cried at that time in joy for his greatest hopes that were being fulfilled. He left us in greatest peace and in a place of true wonder. I had seen a man named Jack for about 2 months prior to his death. He wasn't sure what he believed about God or the afterlife, but he did feel that heaven was a place of love, the greatest love. Beyond that, he was content to let theologians decide all the rest. He had no interest in organized religion. As his time of death drew closer, he would tell me of his knowing that he would soon be leaving his body. He knew it was time to say goodbye to his family and to grant them all of his love. He spoke of powerful dreams where he saw his favorite places on earth throughout his life, only they were magnified tenfold in color and vibrancy and a sense of excitement for the knowing that those were the places he visited while alive. And he had no fear. He described vast meadows of billowing grasses and oceans. As he lay dying, he simply looked upward, a tear falling from his eye. His work had been completed here, and in his final moment, he raised his arms like that. His brother-in-law captured a photo of that singular moment, and his sister called later to report the most amazing visage that was in the picture. It was unmistakably that of an angel hovering just feet over his body. It was bathed in white, its wings outstretched, making eye contact with Jack. We used that photo in hospice for quite some time when one day, suddenly, it went missing. And I wonder if it was supposed to, because faith is that which is believed but unseen. And finally, I remember a lady who was dying in a facility. She had her little dog with her, and she was tended by an adult son and daughter. I'd only met the patient a few days prior, and I didn't know much of her beliefs, but she did tell me once that she was ready to go. As her kids were at her side and her dog in her lap with its head looking at her face, this lady took her last breath. In the stunned silence that always follows, in the incredulity that a human body can be alive one moment and dead the next, her dog sat up. It turned around, it looked at the ceiling, and it stood on its hind legs like it was being commanded. The dog turned her head from side to side like dogs do when they're trying to understand things. And then it twirled, a trick it had been taught. The patient's daughter laughed and she said, "I think Mom's giving us a show." The dog barked as if on command, and then it was made to lie down and then roll over. And then the dog simply whined. It turned fully around to again face her master's head and watched as her master's soul moved on. It was leaving the room. The dog then simply laid her head in the lady's lap, and it whimpered. My patient's soul was no longer in the presence of the living. And it is all holy, my friends, these lives of ours, our experiences, our families, and our friends. A Methodist minister, Jan Richardson, writes this: life takes one look at you, and all it can say is holy. Holy hands, holy face, holy feet, holy everything in between, holy even in pain and when weary, in brokenness, holy, in shame, holy still, holy in delight, in distress, holy when being born and at the hour of our death. Open your holy eyes, she says. See what this life sees, this blessing that knows how you have been formed and knit together in wonder and in love. Receive this blessing that wants to kneel in reverence before you, you who are a temple, a sanctuary, a home for God in this world, in this thing called our body. There's an organization that meets locally called IANS, the International Association of Near-Death Studies. It's comprised, of course, of those who claim to have experienced out-of-body soul movement and who return to their bodies and this world and who are left forever changed by their experience. Many of their stories share similar circumstances and have an almost universal conclusion. The stories usually involve an accident or medical emergency that causes their souls to leave, if but for a moment, and travel about to various places. In most cases, their souls depart, but stay in close proximity to their bodies. There are moments of, again, incredulity at trying to comprehend what is happening to them. They report seeing those who are attending their bodies, the hospital staff or the EMS folks. They report hearing what is said by those people, and they remember them later. And then their souls are led to a doorway or a place that they somehow know is their path. And then, of course, there's the tunnel. Amazing light displays a form of travel beyond their understanding. And then they arrive at a place with overwhelming brightness that is warm and comforting. Beings are present, usually loved ones, who then greet them. And there's a sense of love, something like God's love for us, agape, and perhaps even greater for the lack of human bodily limitations. The sense of being home is a common theme, perhaps the place where we came from. And an all-encompassing understanding becomes apparent that this is the destiny for all human souls. And then a message that it's time to return, or they have a choice to make to stay or go for a host of reasons. And so they return, these traveling souls, to their human bodies, but never to be the same again. Many of these people question later their memories of this time, but can never dismiss them as an academic afterthought only. And so they gather in community to make meaning of their experiences. Raymond Moody, Dr. Moody, has chronicled thousands of these experiences in his life's work, and he reports the amazing similarities that cross gender, nationality, religious or spiritual affiliations, race, sexual preferences, or generational differences. And all of that leads me to believe that there must be some credence to the experiences. As the people speak to each other, they almost universally now live fearless lives because they know what is awaiting them at death. Because if we need not be afraid of death, then what is there to fear? And secondly, the purpose of life is to find your passions and to follow them, to love without bounds, and to know and give kindness in every action. In those ways, I believe we simply live the dictates of God, whomever God is to you. Love and kindness and passion, you see, that's the stuff of life. Amen. And so now I wish you all great joy. May you each one leave this place to follow the high and narrow road of love. May God make her light to shine upon you, and may your purpose be manifest in the love you give and that which you receive. Go in peace, my friends.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful.
So blessed. Thank you, Wes. That incredible reminder of that this is not all there is, and that we are all moving on to something magnificent when our time comes. So this is the time in our service where we participate in the blessing of giving and receiving, where we recognize that the good that comes to us from our Creator, from the divine, and that it passes through us out into the world, both what we were created to do and the blessings that we've been given in terms of our abundance. It's important that we keep the flow going, and this is the time where we do that spiritual practice of giving so that we might fully receive. So I invite you all, if you will, to please bring your gift into your mind, into your hand, into your heart, and let's say together our offering blessing. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Filled with gratitude, I let this be, and so it is.
All that I need comes to me. All that I need comes to me. The light of the red rays shines upon my
This is a song I found yesterday. And it's kind of mean for me to do this to my music team, but it's also very exciting. I can do stuff. You could do stuff. This is a song called I Can Do Things. And there are parts you can sing along with, so please do. I can cross my legs, I can scramble eggs, I can curl my toes, I can blow my nose, I can nod my head, use a needle and thread, turn upside down, make a silly sound. I can play ping pong, I can sing a song, I can drive a car, I can twist the lid off a jar, I can run a race, make a funny face, create works of art, bake a cherry tart. I'm taking a chance, trying something new, something I'm a little scared to do. I dust off my cape, stand a little taller, and already I feel stronger. 'Cause I am brave and I am strong, and I can do things even when they're hard. I can bend my knees, kittens make me sneeze. I love climbing trees and giving you a squeeze. I can shimmy my hips, I can pucker my lips, I can wiggle my bum, I can twiddle my thumbs. How about you? You get butterflies, you hope it doesn't show, but sometimes it's just how life goes. Take a deep breath, keep moving ahead, one foot in front of the other, my friend. 'Cause you are brave and you are strong, and you can do things even when they're hard. Here we go. I believe in you, you believe in me. Together we can do anything. I believe in you, you believe in me. Together we can do anything. 'Cause we are brave and we are strong. Yes, we can do things even when they're hard. You know how this goes. I believe in you, you believe in me. Together we can do anything. I believe in you, you believe in me. Together we can do anything. I believe in you, you believe in me. Together we can do anything. I believe in you, you believe in me. Together we can do anything. 'Cause we are brave and we are strong, and we can do things even when they're hard.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, what a blessed day. Wes, my friend, you are such a great storyteller, and the heart in your words and the way you express is just so beautiful. And I'm so glad to know you, and thanks so much for sharing your gift with us today. So, honor your body this week. And don't forget to take advantage of the little orientation meeting. Those, even if you're an old timer, if you just want a refreshment of what we're all about, be sure and meet up with Reverend Myrna and our dear friends, and lots of questions answered and posed, and it's a wonderful time to begin to enter a community if you're interested in that. We're going to sing a song that's kind of unconventional for most churches. I wanted to honor our bodies this month and move a little bit. And this is a song that my wife Shemaine wrote, and I could just see her dancing. I wish she were here. Leslie's going to sing this song and lead it, but it's really easy. You can pick up on the words and sing along and move a lot. So I invite you to stand if you're willing and get ready to move. Get ready to move. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Shake it up, I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, just to feel that energy flow. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, 'cause this is what I know. My heart, soul, body, my circumstance, and my response are connected to my emotion. That's why I'm gonna put it in motion. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, gonna leave my worries behind. Boogie, boogie, shake it up, I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, just to feel that energy flow. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, 'cause this is what I know. Release some stresses and it's best when dancing with the powerful motion. That's why I'm gonna put it in motion. Woo! I'm gonna boogie, boogie, gonna leave my worries behind. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, shake it up, I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, just to feel that energy flow. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, 'cause this is what I know. My heart, soul, body, my circumstance, and my response are connected to my emotion. That's why I'm gonna put it in motion. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, I'm gonna leave my worries behind. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, shake it up, I'm feeling fine. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, just to feel that energy flow. I'm gonna boogie, boogie, 'cause this is